Hello friends, today I'll tell you how to derive the derivation for Young's modulus of a composite along transverse direction. If we know the volume fraction of matrix and volume fraction of fiber, then we can derive the derivation to calculate Young's modulus of composite along the transverse direction. So, before going for this derivation, might be acquainted with what is volume fraction of matrix and what is volume fraction of fiber. The volume fraction of matrix is the volume of matrix divided by volume of the composite. Similarly, the volume fraction of fiber is volume of fiber divided by total volume of the composite. Volume fraction can also be written in terms of thickness. That means the thickness of the matrix divided by thickness of composite is also volume fraction of matrix, and the thickness of fiber divided by thickness of composite is also the volume fraction of fiber. But before going for the derivation, we have to take some assumptions. We have to make some assumptions. So with these assumptions, we can derive the Young's modulus of a composite along transverse direction. So the assumption number one is, when you are applying the load, there will be no separation between the fiber and matrix. The second assumption is, when the transverse load is applied, the stress induced in the matrix and fiber are equal. So sigma m is equal to sigma f is equal to sigma c. That means stress is constant. Like in the derivation of Young's modulus for composite along longitudinal direction, we used to assume the strain remain constant. In the derivation of transverse direction, the stress remain constant. So sigma m is equal to sigma f is equal to sigma c along transverse direction. And the third assumption is, the change in dimension of the composite along transverse direction is the sum of change in thickness of matrix and change in thickness of fiber. That means when you are applying the load, the thickness of the composite will change. At the same time, the thickness of matrix and thickness of fiber also will change. But whatever the change in thickness of the composite along the transverse direction is the sum of change in thickness of matrix and change in thickness of fiber. So with these assumptions, we can derive the derivation for Young's modulus of a composite along transverse direction. So I am starting with the third assumption. In the third assumption, we know the change in thickness of the composite is the sum of change in thickness of matrix and change in thickness of fiber. Now, if you divide thickness of the composite on both sides, then change in thickness by TC means thickness of composite, is equal to delta Tm by Tc plus delta Tf by Tc. That means what we did between those two steps, in the previous step, there was no divided by Tc. Here, we have divided Tc on both sides. But the change in thickness by thickness is equal to strain. That is strain along the transverse direction. Like change in length by length is the strain along longitudinal direction. In similar way, change in thickness by thickness is the strain induced in the material along the transverse direction. So the left hand side, in place of delta Tc by Tc, we can write epsilon c along transverse direction. That is equal to delta Tm by Tc plus delta Tf by Tc. In the next step, what I did, left hand side is as usual, epsilon c along transverse direction is as usual left hand side. Right hand side, we have delta Tm by Tc, but in place of that I am writing delta Tm by Tm into Tm by Tc. That means I have divided Tm multiplied by Tm. So there is no change. It is as usual delta Tm by Tc only, plus delta Tf by Tc was there in the previous line. Here I did it as delta Tf by Tf into Tf by Tc. So again here also I have divided Tf and multiplied by Tf. But now things will change. In place of delta Tm by Tm, place of delta Tm by Tm, we can write it as epsilon m. Similarly, in place of delta Tf by Tf, we can write it as epsilon F. Then the other thing we know is the volume fraction of matrix can also be written in terms of thickness of matrix by thickness of composite. Volume fraction of fiber can be written as thickness of fiber by thickness of composite. So if we'll change it, then Tm by Tc can be written as Vm, Tf by Tc can be written as Vf. These are volume fraction of matrix and fiber. And in place of delta Tm by Tm, you are writing epsilon m. In place of delta Tf by Tf, you are writing epsilon f. So here, epsilon c along transverse direction is equal to epsilon m into Vm plus epsilon f into Vf. Now we can recall the Hooke's law. So according to Hooke's law, stress is equal to E into epsilon, or epsilon can be written as sigma divided by E by general in Hooke's law. So the same concept we are using here, epsilon c, that means epsilon of the composite along the transverse direction can be written as epsilon c along transverse direction divided by Young's modulus of the composite along transverse direction. The concept is same, epsilon is equal to sigma by E. I am using that one for composite. Similarly, the same one I am using for matrix. Epsilon matrix is equal to sigma matrix by E matrix. For fiber, epsilon f is equal to sigma f by EF. Now, wherever epsilon ct was there, I'll replace it as sigma ct by ECT. Epsilon m will be replaced as sigma m by EM. Epsilon f will be replaced as sigma f by EF. If we'll do that, in place of epsilon m, here it is sigma m by EM. In place of epsilon f, it is sigma f by EF. And on the left hand side, epsilon ct is written as sigma ct divided by ECT. But if you recall our second assumption, we are assuming that the stress induced in the fiber and matrix are same. So sigma mt is equal to sigma ft is equal to sigma ct. So if the stress is same, then what will happen? You can cancel sigma from both sides. After cancelling sigma from both sides, so the left out will be 1 by ECT because sigma got cancelled, and here it is 1 by EM into VM plus 1 by EF into VF. And the last line we can write 1 by ECT is equal to VM by EM plus VF by EF. So from this equation, 1 by ECT is equal to, that means 1 divided by Young's modulus of composite along transverse direction is equal to VM by EM plus VF by EF. So from here you can find out what is the Young's modulus of the composite along the transverse direction well before manufacturing the composite. If you have already fixed your volume fraction and volume fraction of fiber and volume fraction of matrix, and you might have knows actually what is the Young's modulus of matrix and Young's modulus of fiber before manufacturing the composite. Thank you.